Social Studies. 7. 6. Coming of the British. 6. Coming of the British. In this chapter we will learn about the British East India Company, the Battle of Plassey, the Revolt of 1857, the National Revival of India, the Swadeshi Movement, and 2 MCQs. Fill in the blanks, true or false, to activity. India was a prosperous country in the old days. It was famous in the world for its riches. The Europeans were attracted by the great wealth of India. In 1453, the Arabs closed the route to India in order to monopolize trade and sell Indian goods at high prices in Europe. This forced the European countries to search for another route to reach India. In 1498, Vasco da Gama, a Portuguese explorer, discovered a new sea route to India via the Cape of Good Hope. The Portuguese were the first to come to Calicut and start trading with India. They built trade centers at Cochin, Cannanore, and Calicut. Spices were the most important items that the Portuguese dealt in. That was because spices helped in the preservation of meat in winter and also made the meat tastier. They also traded in silk and gold, which were very valuable in the whole of Europe. As years passed, the Portuguese traders saw that vast India was divided into many small and weak states that were always fighting with one another. The shrewd Portuguese traders decided to establish trading monopoly in India by exploiting this unity. The Dutch followed the Portuguese into India and established trade centers. Later, the British came and the Dutch gave up their centers as they were more interested in the East Indies. The British East India Company. British merchants formed the British East India Company in 1600 with permission from Queen Elizabeth I. She was the ruler of England and Ireland at that time. This company got permission from the Mughal Emperor Jahangir to trade in India and set up trade centers in Bombay and Madras, now Mumbai and Chennai respectively. This propelled the French to set up their own trading and they established companies in Chandanagore in Bengal and Pondicherry, now Puducherry, near Chennai. Thus a sense of rivalry developed between the British and the French as each European country tried to establish new and large colonies in India. There was a war between the two, and the French was defeated by the British. The Battle of Plassey. After the death of Aurangzeb in 1707, the Mughal Empire became weak and the East India Company became more ambitious. It wanted to take control of some parts of India. They wanted to bring Bengal under their control first because it was the richest state in the country. The British started maintaining an army in Bengal. Siraj-ud-Daulah, the Nawab of Bengal, did not like it and fought the British in the Battle of Plassey in 1757. But he was defeated in the battle by the British army led by Robert Clive. Later in 1765, Robert Clive fought Mughal Emperor Shah Alam in the Battle of Buxar. The British were victorious in this battle also. Thus, Bengal came under the British rule. After these two battles, the British East India Company laid the foundation of its colonial rule in India. Gradually, through various policies such as the Subsidiary Alliance and the Doctrine of Lapse, they became the rulers of our country. The Subsidiary Alliance was introduced by Lord Richard Wellesley, who was the Governor General of India from 1798 to 1805. According to this doctrine, India ruler under British protection gave up their native armies and maintained British troops within their states. They gave up control of their foreign affairs to the British. In return, the East India Company protected them from the attacks of their rivals. The policy of Doctrine of Lapse enabled the British to take control of any Indian state if the ruler of that state died without an heir, who had to be the ruler's son. Besides, many small princely states ruled by Nawabs and Maharajas regularly took the help of the company to win their petty wars with one another. The company took advantage of them and slowly captured more and more Indian territories. The revolt of 1857. Indian rulers were unhappy with the British rule, and so were the sepoys or Indian soldiers in the British army. The peasants were unhappy too. They had to pay heavy taxes and cultivate indigo for use in British textile mills. They suffered from poverty. All this led to an uprising in 1857. It was known as the Revolt of 1857 or the Sepoy Mutiny. The main cause for the revolt was to replace the old rifles. Cartridges used in those rifles were greased with the fat of cows and pigs. The cartridge had to be bitten before loading them into the rifle. The use of those cartridges was against the religious sentiments of both Hindus and Muslims. The Indian soldiers refused to use those cartridges. They overthrew their superiors and marched to Delhi to crown Bahadur Shah II, also known as Bahadur Shah Zafar, as the rightful emperor. What started as a Sepoy rebellion or mutiny soon became the first war of Indian independence. Indian rulers like Rani Lakshmi Bai of Jhansi, Nana Sahib, Tantia Tope and Kanwar Singh joined the rebels. The revolt continued for 2 years. In spite of fierce battles at many places and the sacrifices made by many brave soldiers, the revolt could not succeed. The British army kept on getting regular supply of arms from Britain. Their arms were definitely better than the arms used by the Indians. Also, some Indian rulers helped the British. Rani Lakshmi Bai was killed and so was Nana Sahib. Bahadur Shah too was captured and sent to Burma, now Myanmar, where he died later. His 2 sons were killed, bringing an end to the once mighty Mughal Empire. The revolt was a turning point in the history of India. The rule of East India Company came to an end and Queen Victoria assumed direct control of India through her representative, the Governor General. He was designated as the Viceroy of India. Activity. Read a brief story of Rani Lakshmi Bai, then write a few sentences about Nana Sahib. Rani Lakshmi Bai. Rani Lakshmi Bai of Jhansi was one of the greatest heroines of Indian history. Her name has become immortal in the struggle of India's independence. Her husband died in 1853 and she had no child. She asked the British authorities to allow her to adopt a successor, but they did not permit her to do so, and her territory was taken over by the British. She declared, "I will not surrender my Jhansi." During the revolt, she fought so bravely that tales of her bravery, courage, and military skill have become a source of inspiration for all of us. National Revival of India. Many changes. Schools to teach the English language, opening of mills, introduction of telegraph and postal system were introduced by the British in India under the early rule of the British Crown. All these changes educated and united the Indians in their struggle for freedom. But unfair policies of the British continued. They did not give equal opportunities to the people of our country. The unequal treatment meted out to the Indians led to national awakening in the country. Great social and religious reformers like Raja Ram Mohan Roy, Swami Vivekananda, Sayyid Ahmad Khan, Dayanand Saraswati, and Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar sowed the seeds of national reform. This helped the people of India unite and led to the formation of the Indian National Congress. Did you know? A well-read leader from Bengal, Raja Ram Mohan Roy gave up his job with the East Indian Company and formed an association of English and Hindu teachers in 1815. The Indian National Congress (INC). The Indian National Congress was set up as the first political party in India in 1885. A.O. Hume was the first president of the INC. Indian leaders like Dadabhai Naoroji, Surendranath Banerjee, Firoz Shah Mehta were a part of it. Under their leadership, the Indian National Congress made peaceful demands for employments of Indian in government services, goods to be made in India, permission for the people to buy Swadeshi goods produced in India, and lesser taxes by the government. These Indian leaders were called moderate as they placed their demands in a non-violent manner. Did you know? A well-read leader from Bengal, Raja Ram Mohan Roy gave up his job with the East Indian Company and formed an association of English and Hindu teachers in 1815. The partition of Bengal. In 1905, Lord Curzon, who was the Viceroy of India from 1899 to 1905, divided the province of Bengal into two parts. This was the divide and rule policy of the British. The division was made between Hindus and Muslims in two different areas. The British rulers said the division would make ruling easy. Thousands of people decided to protest against the order. Owing to this massive protest, the British reunited the two parts in 1911, but it had already created a divide between the two communities. The Muslim League was formed in December 1906 under the leadership of Nawab Salimullah Khan in Dhaka. Aga Khan joined it soon and Muhammad Ali Jinnah joined the league in 1913. The Swadeshi movement. This was a movement against the partition of Bengal. British-made goods were boycotted and people were to buy Indian-made goods. It led to the establishment of textile mills, banks, soap and pen factories, and British-made goods were thrown into bonfires. Students and women joined the movement in large numbers. Schools were established where the traditional education system was followed. The movement spread to other parts of India. Crowds were hit with lathis and bullets and put into jails. But the people did not stop their movement. Finally, the British agreed to bring in some reforms. Then, the First World War broke out in 1914. The British asked the Indians to help them fight the war. The Indians agreed, thinking that the British would make changes after the war ended and give them their freedom. But the British made stricter laws such as the Rowlatt Act and tried to strengthen their control over India. It was the time when Gandhiji entered our country's freedom struggle. New words. Petition, a formal written request to authority, one that is signed by many people. Revolt, violent resistance to authority. Viceroy, a person governing a colony, province, etc. as the representative of a king or queen. Recap. The Portuguese were the first after Arabs to come to India for trade. The Dutch, the British and then the French followed the Portuguese in India and established their trade centers. In 1498, Vasco da Gama discovered a sea route to India. The English East India Company signed an agreement with Jahangir in 1600. The Sepoy Mutiny broke out in 1857. The Indian National Congress was established in 1885. The Swadeshi and boycott movements were launched in 1905.